Okay, guys, let me know if you got me there. Oh my gosh. Wow, I wasn't expecting any of that. That was, yeah, I had to throw a stream together real quick. I'm sorry about that, guys. I know I'm not Tommy. This is Mark, by the way, Wages World. Yeah, somebody let me know you can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Pretty sure you guys can see me. Okay, cool. Yeah, for those that don't know, my name is Mark Wages. I run a channel called Wages World. I've been trying to help Tommy here in the background a little bit, run the technical part of this. Um, I was going to be doing a stream for him anyway, and I thought it was tomorrow night. We're 3 hours difference, so when he was telling me what was going on, I thought he was talking about tomorrow night, not tonight. But things worked out anyway. But he lost his internet there. So that does happen. Matter of fact, I went and I checked some of the outage issues. I'm not exactly sure where Tommy's at, so I wasn't able to find his county or nothing. But there is some outages going on throughout the United States right now. So, but anyway, regardless, he was going to try to go back on dial up, and now I'm telling you guys wouldn't want that. That is a mess. It just would not work. So anyway, so you got me here for a minute. I'm not sure what you guys want to talk about. I really wasn't prepared for any of this, but yeah, so here I am. Here in the future, I'll probably be running some of the live streams with Tommy on here, not me, but I'll be doing the technical aspect of it. I'm trying to do a little bit of, flipping things around a little bit. We're going to try to make it look a little bit better and polish it up some. Oh, I want to say, that was Fly. Was that your son that made the graphics? I think I seen him chatting in here a little while ago. The graphic that the thumbnail there. I just grabbed one that was sitting right there, so I'm sorry it's not the same one. I was just trying to get this thing back up quick and fast, but that is what it is. And I would have my face here. You can go watch the other live stream I did. Actually, it's posted here on the channel with Tommy. My webcam isn't the best quality, and frankly, right now I don't look the best. I have a hat on, and just wasn't expecting any of this. So anyway, but that's some good graphics. Fi, that was your son, right? The one that was the one that made the thumbnail. But yeah, guys. So I again, let me apologize for all of that. That is that does happen all over the place all the time. I'm sure you guys have been on streams before where it was when stuff like that has happened before. So it's it does kind of throw a wrench in everything, not to, no pun intended. It's just, it really does. It most certainly breaks the rhythm there a little bit. But yeah. What beach is that? I don't know. That is just it's a video that I found online. I don't, when I do my channel, I don't, I go and I find free graphics, because you got to watch what you use, because some of it's copyrighted. This one is not. You can type in free, you can go, but if you pay for like a service for getting graphics and things like that, you can make stuff look really good, is what I'm trying to say. And you don't have to spend a whole lot of money on it. And my channel, I'm getting close to 50,000 people over there now, which is kind of the goal. I don't monetize, so there's not very many channels out there that have grown to the size of what I am, that don't monetize. It's been difficult. Don't get me wrong. I've had help just like everybody else gets help and deserves help. So, but with that being said, most definitely this is, I try to make sure that stuff is, looking good and things like that, because it's not necessarily for the people that are going to be here. It's more so to get people to see and to hear what we're talking about and on all that stuff. It's the people that are just, coming across it or it'll show up in trending pages or suggested whatever pages. So that's more so what the graphics and things are for. Yes, it's nice for us to look at too. But that's kind of what the role I'm trying to play. And I think that it'll help because it will most definitely give Tommy more time and everybody else that's involved, more time to focus. Oh, okay. Yeah. There's an idea of what okay, yeah, sure. Guys, I do space weather. That's what I do on my channel for people that don't know. And I know that's probably a foreign term to a lot of people. But a lot of people came from my channel. Well, Jacqueline's in here. I think Birthday's in here. Guys, I mean, it just, I can't remember. I think I seen somebody else that came over. I'm trying to flip back through there. But there's a lot, and again, it's definitely something that it's not as hard to understand as you might think. It's not a perfect science by no means. I mean, heck, if you guys turn on the Weather Channel, how often do they change the Weather Channel forecasts? I mean, you can look at rain and thunderstorms or whatever coming, and then you're going to have, all of that involved too. And the sun's 93 million miles away from us. So to be able to predict anything or to forecast anything coming from the sun is amazing in its own right. So it's definitely, yeah, you talk about the DEW. Yeah, you see Dan, if you guys read Dan's comment there, there's reasons why we don't say those words. The algorithm will catch it, and it will definitely kill the video. It does. It's very easy to see. Not to mention that a lot of times it'll put a tag, a banner under your video, and it'll direct you to a different, I guess, source of what the mainstream or what the accepted vocabulary is or whatever. But yeah. Oh, I know you were, Dan. It's not, no biggie. No, honestly, I wasn't really even talking about the actual DEW itself. I was talking more so about no, you can type it in there. It's not a big deal when it's in the chat. The algorithm will catch it if like the host or whoever's running the channel speaks it. So that's why we don't, verbally say it. That's why when you hear Tommy say CV plus math, there's a reason. And that's the reason. There are some channels. I follow a guy named Marfugel, Marfugel News, and it's a call-in show. And when you're waiting for your call to be activated, there's a list of words that they don't want you to say, and and all the words on there I wouldn't want to say. So, but yeah, so here in the future, a lot of Tommy's live streams here are going to be, I'll probably be running the technical end of it. I'll be able to bring Tommy in through Zoom, and so yeah, it is. It's one of those things. It's just going to make it easier on everybody, I think, and let us concentrate just a little bit more on one specific thing. Well, it's just like with the addiction thing. Your brain can't think about more than one thing at a time. Multitasking is a myth. When you're multitasking, people that are good multitasking have a really good short-term memory because they're just accessing that previous memory real quick. That's what your brain's doing. It's bouncing back and forth between memories. So, yeah. So you got to kind of understand that, and it's, yeah. But, anyway. So to all that, just to give a little introduction about me, I would encourage you to go back and watch the live stream I did, a little interview there with Tommy. It's still up on my channel too, but we posted it here too because it was initially supposed to be here, and there was some stuff going on with OBS, and luckily they did an update, and it's made it possible for if this had happened last week, I wouldn't be doing this right now because I couldn't go live from my location on Tommy's channel. So, well, and that's the thing. It's like I was trying to tell you, Tommy, on the phone calls and stuff. It's like, you were out of that life for however many years. It's technology is hard to catch up on. And believe it or not, I think you've been doing rather well getting caught up pretty quick with what you've got. It's, yeah. So, I mean, yeah. But, regardless, we got a lot of good people trying to, do the message of what we're trying to do. And if anybody's ever visited my channel, there's nothing but love over there. It's just nothing else is productive. And that's, if you guys ask Verte and Jacqueline's in here and it's just, it's just hard. It's hard to know what to do in certain situations. And so I just stick to that. That's just one thing that I, some of the rules that I actually have on my channel and my chat, I got just a few, and it's not going to be the same rules here because it's, this is different. This is not what I do over there. You can't negatively talk about another channel, whether I like them or not. You can't cuss or anything in my chat comment section. You can't attack any other subscriber or anybody in the chat or whatever in any certain way, because none of that's productive. All it does is distract from what's actually trying to be happening, and it happens. I get it, but we push forward and we keep moving. And by AT&T, heck yeah. I just try to love people, and that's, if you guys go over to my channel at all, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see nothing but that. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's times where stuff happens. It's just what it is. I try my best not to judge other people. I don't force my opinion on somebody else. This is not what I do over there. I just love. That's just all it is. Yeah, and Verte's got a channel too, guys. If you guys have never checked out what's called the Schumann Resonance, I would encourage you guys to go over there and check Verte's channel out, because what that is, guys, they call it the heartbeat of the planet, and it kind of is. And I can give you a little explanation. What it is it's a frequency that bounces around. It's our resonance frequency that bounces around between our ionosphere and the surface of our planet. So what that means is, biologically, our brains think that 7.83 hertz level frequency is what's needed to be normal. They actually pump this frequency into the space station, into anything that's out in space that's got humans on it, people that work underground. They put that frequency down there. They do that because people physically and mentally get sick if you don't have that frequency. So that, in my opinion, of all the things I've ever talked about, even though I don't have as much knowledge and as Verte does on it, it is probably the most important technical thing that we could talk about. And that's because it does. They used to call it space sickness. But what it is they would get out, that's what would happen. They wouldn't have that frequency. Coal miners, people that are working underground, like I said, same thing. They go nuts. And that's true. It doesn't happen like a click of your finger. Now, one of the most immediate effects you can get from something like that is called tinnitus, ringing in your ears. There's multiple tools around the planet that monitor it. And if it's happening in your region or in your local area where the Schumann's off quite a bit, you can get those. You'll notice your ears will start ringing. And we have access to quite a few of these tools that we can look at, and you can check it. So, yeah. No, as Chilihead, it is not the same. The question was asked, is a DEW the same as an EMP? No. DEW stands for Directed Energy. Not going to say the last word, but it's something we use to hurt other people, like when you're in a war. Okay? EMP is an electromagnetic pulse. So, although both can be used as a weapon, when you're talking about a DEW, that would be more of a, it'd be more of like a military thing. You can get localized EMPs, but there's things to protect. Now, EMPs, when we get big solar flares and stuff like that, that's like we're getting hit with a huge EMP. It's a global EMP, is what it is. It's geomagnetic, and it does affect it, and that's what I report. I don't want to go too much into what I do on my channel. I just trying to give you guys a little bit of a background on what I do and what we talk about over there. But I would encourage everybody to look up Schumann resonance for sure. Look up all those. Just come check out my channel if you want. I don't usually promote like that, but that's if you want to come over and check it out, it's there. It's Wages World for sure. But my name used to be Blue Kool-Aid, by the way. And there's reasons that had to change. A while back they changed the rules here on YouTube, and COPPA laws. COPPA laws, they don't want you like putting material out that's targeting kids or anything like that. And so I had the Kool-Aid Man was my logo, so it was kind of cartoonish, and I just didn't want to have any issues, so I ended up changing my name. But yeah. But that's me. And yes, I did fight an addiction. Again, that's my story is a little bit different, but it's similar to probably most everybody listening to me right now. And I think that's what we're going to find when we start, especially when we are able to do it. We just got to start getting them set up. The interviews, stuff like that. I think you guys will really like that. I think the whole community could get something really a lot out of that. It's going to lean into call-in shows also. It's going to be very easy to transition to all of that. And I do think that, judging by how the reactions are from the connections everybody was building through the comment sections here. And then when Tommy started doing some live streams, I know he felt it, and I know everybody else seen it, that connection becomes immediately stronger. Because you have that interaction. And let's face it, guys. If you guys go to somebody else's channel and you're on a channel that's got 5 million people there, right? And you look at the comment section and it's got 3,000 comments, there's absolutely no way the person running that channel is reading those comments. So when we put comments and stuff, we know that it's pretty much just to whoever else is going to read it. So when we're able to have communications with each other through those kinds of things, that's what we're looking for. Why else would you put a comment? You know what I mean? So when you don't get that, you kind of feel, I don't know. It makes you feel a certain kind of way, right? So I just think that's what's, different. And, so that's just how I view it. That's how I do mine. And that's, I try to answer all the ones on my channel too, but it does get to be, once you do get a certain size, if the comments get too much for one, during one live stream or whatever in the comment section after the stream posted or whatever, there are times I can't get to them. It's just too much. But to my point is that here, when that happens, somebody else is talking to you. So it's not like you're being ignored. That's the difference. So that's a special thing. You're not going to get that much anywhere else. And that's what I said, guys. I fought an addiction, and most everybody here has either got family members or they themselves are going through stuff, and And I'm just not gonna, I'm just all about trying to be positive and love people and stuff like that. I think back to when I was going through stuff heavily, right? Um, you know, I've been on Suboxone now for 10 years, and whatever your opinion is on that, I'm not here to argue that. That's not what I do. But that's where I'm at, right? So I'm going through a certain amount of stuff. Everybody else is going through their own stuff. But before I got on Suboxone and I was controlled, if I'd have come across a channel like this and I was getting that love and all that, I think things might have been, I got a really good support system with my wife and my mom and dad and all that. It's better than 99% of what anybody else is experiencing. I feel so lucky. But at the same time, I know that if I didn't have that and I came across the channel like this and all I seen was a bunch of screaming and yelling and a bunch of nastiness, I don't think I'd have stuck around. You know what I mean? So I put myself in that position when I'm watching this, stuff like this, and that's why I just do love and positivity, because that's just what it has to be. Because I don't want to, somebody was to happen across it and needed that, and I was focused on something else. That's just not what I want to happen for me. I was extremely lucky back then, and I just want to be able to share what I've learned throughout my addiction and try to help as many as I can. And that's just what I'm trying to do, and I think a lot of us are. But yeah, so that's me, guys. I mean, I could go more deep into my story, but I'm sure if you guys go watch the video, the live stream I did with Tommy, you guys will see quite a bit of my story. There was some stuff I had to leave out because it was, because it would just go way too long. But mine was the typical hurt my neck, back, all those kinds of things. Got on pain pills. And then, just like everybody else in this world, it snowballs and it gets you before you even know it. And of course, there's always decisions we make along the way that we wish we didn't. But it is what it is. And, however we get to the next day, however we get to the next minute, is greatly dependent upon our surroundings. It just is. So, and that's the whole point, I think. And, with my surroundings here where I'm at with my family and stuff, I'm just really lucky. I can't even say how lucky I am. Yeah. Yeah. But it is, don't get me wrong, we're all going to struggle. All of us will. It happens. And it just will happen. Now, whether it goes down the whole road of full-blown whatever, relapse or falling off for a minute or whatever, the shirt says it best, never quit quitting. It's just an awesome thing. So, yeah, it really is. It's a very awesome thing. And that's probably the best advice, to be honest with you. Never quit quitting. I mean, if you guys really sit back and you think about that for a second, you can't stop trying is basically what that means. Yeah, Jacqueline, that's hard. 20 years on a fentanyl patch. Extremely hard. I mean, that's probably one of the worst, to be honest with you. Especially when you're on it for that long. And, and make no mistake, anything that's opiates is hard to come off of. Anything, including the Suboxone I'm on. So when I have titrated down some, and, for me, I haven't put a timeline on it, because actually a lot of my doctors, a lot of, not even my treatment doctors, they all said, you really got to be in the right mind frame. And I think what it does mostly for me is it gives me that, that when I need that clarity, I get that clarity. If it wasn't there, I would be fighting the withdrawals and all that kind of stuff. And then you start thinking wrong. But, and everybody's goal is different. Everybody. And so if you're able to do that, Jacqueline, oh my gosh, I can tell you something too. She's talking about the fentanyl patch. I worked with a guy, and I'm not even kidding. This is probably going to blow your mind. Yeah, it still blows my mind. He would wake up every day and put 2 fentanyl patches, one on each butt cheek, and he had scripts for Oxycontins, Roxys, all of that, and he would just take them all the time. And when they finally did the opiate crackdown, he was in a bad position because he was a veteran, and the VA cut him off like right away. And man, did that dude spiral out of control for a minute. So, but yeah, he's okay now. But yeah, that's what happens. I couldn't imagine, the feeling that had to be, to have that many opiates in your system for, gosh, he said he was doing that for close to what Jacqueline said. I think he was telling me 17 years, something like that. I mean, this guy had been shot in the head. Okay. I mean, I'm not kidding. This is true story. He'd been shot in the head. He'd been beat down multiple times. He had, aneurysms. I mean, he had all kinds of stuff going on. But yeah, and then to try to yank him off all those opiates at once, it's just wow. Yeah, you said it. You said it, man, for sure. Yeah, daily Norcos is bad juju. Yeah, for sure, it is. And let me preface that by saying that there are people walking around that do need that. Okay. I mean, there is people that are in truth. That's what the medicine's for, right? But when we're talking about like fentanyl, and when we're talking about like oxys, all those drugs were developed for end of life type of things. They were never intended to be daily uses, and unfortunately that's what it is. And a lot of you guys might not know this, but believe it or not, there is actually a transdermal Suboxone patch. Matter of fact, when I first got my pain medication, when I first started with my back pain and stuff, they actually gave me one of those. It's called a Bertrand's patch, and it's been out for a long time. It's a buprenorphine patch. Most people don't even know it exists, but it's there. It's a 7-day patch, and again, now for me, it didn't work too much for the pain. So I didn't get much benefit out of it, and I had no knowledge of any kind of drug addiction at the time. So, yeah. And again, guys, my life has been, I went down a road to where I would continuously, I was the guy that was sitting back. Look at that drug addict. What the heck is he doing? Or what's she doing? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Judging them immediately. I mean, like straight up off the bat, from the get. I mean, judging. That's one of the biggest things I've had to learn, is to not do that. And when you're actually able to step out of yourself, out of your own mind, and really look into the situation, those people were good people most of the time. And it just, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I don't judge anybody. I don't. Don't get me wrong. I start to sometimes. I catch myself going down that line of thinking, and it all that does is take you to a bad place. It really does. I'm just not going to live my life bitter and judgmental and all that kind of stuff. And when you're talking about the addiction community, most definitely a recovery community, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, at some point it becomes semantic. You know, it's one word for the other, and it just nothing gets productive that way. And so, yeah, that's just how I view it, guys. And you know, you'll probably hear from me more off and on. But most, again, guys, I'll be the guy that's in the background. This is this is one of those times where it just kind of happened this way. So, but yeah, pain meds are good for people that need them, and they have to be controlled. And here's the bad thing right now. Anybody that doesn't, hey Jerry, what's happening, man? Hope you're feeling all right. But it's actually went the other direction too far. You know, there's people out there that are living in agony and they won't help them. And that's too bad. And it's because of what's happened with us, pretty much. You know, it's typical what happens politically and everything. You know, you do that knee-jerk reaction, you go the total other end of the spectrum. I mean, heck, just look at our country and the world even. There's no compromise anymore, ever. You're on one side or the other, and nobody could ever come to the middle on any of it. I'm not just talking about one subject. I'm talking everything. Just so much of that. And again, that breeds hate. And we start hating each other, and it just doesn't work. And I just simply won't be a part of it. And that's why I try not to judge, and that's why I try not to. And again, anybody that's ever been to my channel knows that goes for both ways. It's not something that I, because if you go to my channel and the space weather community or whatever community you want to call it, there's going to be people on one side or the other, right? And I don't choose. I'm right down the middle. And you know what that does to me? And you can ask Jackie, you can ask Jerry. Well, Jerry's here now. I'm not sure if Birthday's still here. I'm not sure who else is who else is over here from my channel, if anybody. But I get attacked from both sides because of it. Because I refuse. I won't do it. I'm not gonna tell somebody how they think. You know what I mean? So I just take it from both sides. But it's okay. It's okay. It really is. And 9 times out of 10, most people will start to see that, and they'll start to understand, and they'll hang around, and they'll see that I don't monetize my channel or nothing like that. It's never been about that for me. It just hasn't. Now, I will say this, that if I had, and there's nothing wrong with doing it, I just didn't do it. But if I had, I guarantee you my channel would probably be twice the size. Because as soon as you do that, they will, your videos and stuff start getting flooded out there. But enough about me. But that's just me. I just wanted to give you a little introduction about me and all that. So I don't want to make this too much longer, guys. I feel like I'm kind of rambling at this point. I don't want to bore people, but I was just going to come on here and give you a little update of what's going on with the internet and stuff here with Tommy. But there you have it. We're here again, but we're not going to be here in a second, right? I don't know. But yeah, so you can look forward to more of the. Well, I can show you this. Hold on a second. Watch this. You'll see stuff like that pop up. Yeah, and I can shuffle back and forth between, certain screens. Let's see here. I think I got one here in my OBS of the live stream that we did. There's the background I used for the live stream. So, yeah, it's just going to be more of it'll be more polished, that's all. And people will be able to focus on one thing instead of trying to do it all. Don't get me wrong, guys. When I'm doing my channel, I am literally sitting on my couch with a TV tray and a laptop. Not even kidding. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. But yeah, it's that's what you got there, you know. I can switch back and forth fairly easy. We can get things going that way. It does. It'll make the show better. I will say that it will. I have no doubt it will. It does. It makes it interesting. Even the uploads and stuff. So yeah, it can definitely get just make it more visually appealing, I guess. And that's believe me, it's not as easy as what it looks. You know, I'm sure we're going to see some more graphics from Fi's son. That would be very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Thanks, Alan. Appreciate you. I really do. Say hi to everybody. Hey, Charlie, what's up? Mitchell's in the house. Dan. But yeah, guys, I think I am going to go ahead and cut it here. Just know that I appreciate everybody, and I know Tommy does too. And yeah, so I think I will go ahead and get off of here. So I'll just go ahead and end the show like I do on my channel. I don't know how to do it any way else, you know. So God bless. Yahusha saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.